My name is Bob Sorey, and you're listening to my edited interview with Jamie, the homeowner of 1837 Bunningway Drive in Hermitage, Tennessee. He's locked out of his house. He didn't lose his keys. Jamie, tell us what the big issue is.
So the biggest issue here is that it's my house. I own it. I maintain it. I have personal property there. The bank came in while I was at work at 11 o'clock in the morning, changed the locks on my house. Did not ask me to change the locks. They did it. I have no way of getting in the house. They did not leave me any keys. For all they know, I could have had a pet in that house. They just changed the locks on my house and locked me out of my house. So what am I supposed to do now?
Jamie, slow down. You said what? The bank locked you out of your house? What bank would do that?
REDC or Bank of America has locked me out of my house.
How did you learn about the locks being changed?
On July the 11th, I received a phone call from a lady working as another party for Bank of America or REDC. It was never made clear to me who they were working for, telling me that they had changed the locks on my house, basically to secure their assets.
Banks don't typically change the locks unless the house appears that it's been abandoned. Was the grass high? What made it look abandoned?
I have not abandoned my house. I maintain my house. I cut the grass. I get mail there. I go there every single day. I clean it. It's still active on the real estate market. It was shown 3 times the weekend before that, July the 8th and 9th.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step out of line there. I know you haven't abandoned the house, Jamie, but we're trying to tell a story here. What's changed that would make the bank think that you actually have abandoned this house?
I was fortunate enough to get married July the 9th. My wife has, we both had homes. Based on the location, her house fit our needs better. We decided to live in her house. So I'm still, but still under the stress of trying to get Bank of America to react to my paperwork and my documents and to get this situation remedied.
This typically happens on houses that have been abandoned or have been foreclosed. Did they leave any way to get into the house?
Bank of America or REDC put a lockbox on my pedestrian door to the garage. So instead of just giving me the combination to the lockbox where I could get the keys, they decided they would overnight me a set of keys to the locks at their expense, which is an additional expense, but it's going to take 4 to 5 days for this to happen, 24 to 48 hours for their process, and then, of course, the overnight shipping. So, the best I can hope for is to have the keys within about 4 to 5 days afterwards, which by then, the grass is going to be too high, or the grass is going to need cutting. The neighbors are probably not going to be real happy with it because it is a very nice subdivision and people do maintain their yards.
Really? Was that the only suggestion they had? 4 to 5 days? That seems like a long time.
The Bank of America told me yesterday that I could call a locksmith and have the locks changed, and that they would, that would be at my expense.
Well, calling a locksmith would be much faster. Did you do it?
Well, if I had the money to pay that, then we probably wouldn't be in this situation that we're in right now.
You've mentioned your account manager, Corey. Have you talked with Corey in detail, and what was said?
I spoke with Bank of America on Friday, July 13th, and scheduled a conference call with my account manager, Corey Catellis, for noon on Monday, July 16th. I finally got the call about 3 p.m. Central Time. I told her exactly what was going on, and their solution was that they would, they would get me some keys so I could get in there, but it's going to take about 4 or 5 days for that to happen. So we'll see how that works out. But as of right now, I have no option to get into my house short of changing the locks at my expense.
Jamie, over the last several months, we've talked about what your goals are. What would be your ultimate goal as the outcome of this?
My ultimate goal is just to be out of the house. I just want it to be over with one way or the other. I would love to sell the house if possible. If not, my next option is the deed in lieu. But all of these processes are taking an insane amount of time. I'm trying my best to get out of this without a foreclosure. I've done everything asked of me and more. My real estate agents have done everything asked and more. Bank of America will not cooperate. They are impossible to deal with.